On the morning of August 8, 2026, a 63-year-old grandmother from New York City walked out of a friend's apartment in Las Vegas, Nevada, and told her she was going to CVS. She never came back. What followed was a 13-day search that pulled in her family, the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department, national news outlets, and a wave of public attention across the country. It ended not with a rescue, but with a body in a drainage ditch less than a quarter mile from one of the busiest airports in America. This is the case of Alisa Goods. Alisa Goods was not a tourist chasing the Las Vegas Strip. She was a New York City resident, a grandmother of 5, visiting a friend in the city. Court and news records place her at an apartment near Maryland Parkway and Tropicana Avenue, a residential corridor a short distance from Harry Reid International Airport. On the morning she disappeared. According to her family, Goods told her friend she was stepping out to a nearby CVS pharmacy. That was the last confirmed conversation anyone had with her. She left the apartment on August 8th. She did not return that day, or the next, or the one after that. For 2 days there was no formal search. Friends and family did not yet know she was missing in the way that triggers a police response. That changed on August 10th, when her disappearance was formally reported to the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department. From that point forward, the case moved from a personal worry into an official missing persons investigation. 4 days after Alisa Goods walked out that door, her family's fear turned into something stranger and more disturbing. On August 12th, relatives tried calling her iPhone. The first few attempts rang through to voicemail, the ordinary sound of an unanswered call. Then later that same night, someone picked up. The call was answered, and then it was hung up. No words, no explanation, just contact, and then silence again. What came next is the detail that turned this from a quiet missing persons case into a story that spread across the country. Text messages began arriving from Alisa Goods' phone number, from whoever now had access to her device. The messages asked for money, according to Goods' niece, Alana Calloway, who became the family's primary spokesperson throughout the ordeal. The sender first requested funds through Cash App. When that didn't produce results, the request shifted to Bitcoin. The sender, still texting from a phone that belonged to a missing woman, offered to walk a family member through the process of sending cryptocurrency, step by step, as though guiding a stranger through an unfamiliar app. Calloway responded that she would get someone named Kelly to help handle it. There was no Kelly. No one in the family carried that name. It was a test, a way to see how the person on the other end of the line would react to being caught in a fabrication. The reply came back without hesitation. She should send $50. Whoever was texting from Alisa Goods' phone did not know her family. They did not catch the inconsistency. They simply pushed forward with the request for money, treating a missing grandmother's identity as a tool for financial gain, while her family searched for her in a city they did not know, holding on to a first-hand line of communication that had turned into a nightmare. For the Goods family, the days that followed August 12th were defined by a specific and agonizing form of uncertainty. They now had a working phone number, evidence that someone was actively using it, and confirmation that whoever held that phone was more interested in Bitcoin than in the woman who owned it. Family members flew from New York to Las Vegas. According to reporting from CBS News New York, Goods' sister described a search that included checking Las Vegas morgues directly, driven by the fear that stood behind every missing persons case that stretches past the first 48 hours. The family did what families in this position are told to do. They turned over the suspicious text messages, the record of the answered and hung up call, and every other piece of information they had, to the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department. And then they waited for answers that for more than a week did not come. Publicly, investigators offered a specific, and for the family, difficult assessment. Police told reporters they believed the messages requesting Bitcoin were most likely the product of phone number spoofing, a technique that allows a person to disguise the true origin of a text message or call so that it appears to come from a different number. In this case, Alisa Goods' own device. Investigators stated they did not believe, based on the information available to them at that time, that Goods herself was in danger. The Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department did not classify her disappearance as suspicious. It was investigated throughout that stretch of nearly 2 weeks as a missing persons case, not a criminal case, not a case involving a known threat. A search for a woman whose whereabouts were unknown. The break in the case came from a source that had been available from the very beginning: surveillance video. According to the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department, security camera footage recorded near Harry Reid International Airport, dated August 8th, the exact day Alisa Goods disappeared, showed a woman investigators later identified as Goods. The footage depicted her falling down an embankment near Wayne Newton Boulevard, close to the Terminal 1 parking garage. She got back up, and then, according to the footage reviewed by investigators, she collapsed. The location where she came to rest was not visible from the adjacent roadway. A person driving past on Wayne Newton Boulevard, or walking through the area near the airport that day, would have had no reason to see her. The embankment and the drainage ditch below it placed her out of the sight line of anyone passing by in a vehicle or on foot at street level. This detail explains what could not otherwise be explained: how a search covering 13 days, involving law enforcement, media coverage, and a desperate family combing the city, failed to locate her. She was there, near one of the most heavily trafficked transportation hubs in the region, the entire time. She was simply not visible from where people were looking. At 1:45 in the morning on Thursday, August 20th, 2026, the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department received a call for service. The report described a deceased woman found in a drainage ditch near Wayne Newton Boulevard and the Terminal 1 parking garage at Harry Reid International Airport. Officers responded to the location. They found a body matching the description in the call. Investigators subsequently reviewed the surveillance footage from August 8th, which is what allowed them to connect the location of the discovery to Goods' movements on the day she went missing. According to the department, that footage was what led them to identify the woman. On Friday, August 21st, 2026, nearly 2 weeks after Alisa Goods walked out of a Las Vegas apartment to go to a pharmacy, her family received the confirmation they had been searching for and dreading in equal measure. Alana Calloway, speaking on behalf of the family, released a statement to multiple news outlets, including Fox 5 NY and NBC New York. Her words captured a grief that had been building since the moment those first suspicious messages arrived from her aunt's phone. "Our hearts are broken," the statement read. "We were notified that my aunt was found, unfortunately not the way we wanted her to be. This is an unimaginable time. Words cannot describe the pain our family is experiencing right now." The statement continued, expressing gratitude to the public and to the media that had helped bring national attention to Goods' disappearance during the search. "We just want to thank the public for the outpouring of love, support, and prayers. We also want to thank the media for helping bring attention to this situation. This hurts so deeply. We are still trying to learn the details surrounding her death. We ask for continued prayers and privacy as we grieve." Goods' sister told CBS News New York that the family would be flying out to Las Vegas following the confirmation. As of the most recent reporting, several central questions in this case remain unresolved. The cause and manner of Alisa Goods' death have not been publicly released by the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department or by the Clark County Coroner's Office. The surveillance footage establishes that she fell down an embankment, stood back up, and then collapsed in a location hidden from the road. It does not, on its own, establish why she fell, what medical or physical event may have preceded the fall, or what happened in the time between her collapse and the discovery of her body 12 days later. The identity of the person or persons who used her phone to request Bitcoin and Cash App payments has also not been publicly confirmed. Police have offered spoofing as the most likely explanation for how those messages appeared to originate from Goods' number. But a spoofing explanation addresses the technical method, not the identity of the individual who carried it out. Whether that person has been identified, questioned, or investigated further has not been disclosed in public reporting as of this account. What is confirmed is this: a 63-year-old grandmother left an apartment near Maryland Parkway and Tropicana Avenue on the morning of August 8th, 2026. She fell near an airport embankment that same day, out of view from the road. For nearly 2 weeks, her family searched a city they did not call home, fielded cryptocurrency requests from her own phone number, and checked morgues while holding on to hope. On August 20th, her body was found. On August 21st, her family learned the outcome they had feared since the beginning. The case of Alisa Goods sits at an intersection that true crime coverage does not always account for. A tragedy that unfolded in public, shaped in part by information that turned out to be misleading. For 13 days, a family's search for their aunt and grandmother ran alongside a stream of text messages asking for money. Messages that law enforcement now believes were unrelated to what had actually happened to her. She was found less than a mile from where she was last seen, in a location that had been searched around, but not found for nearly 2 weeks. As of this reporting, the investigation into the full circumstances of her death continues, and her family has asked the public for the same thing they asked for from the beginning: prayers and privacy, as they grieve. This account is based on statements from the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department, the family of Alisa Goods, and reporting from Fox 5 Las Vegas, NBC News, NBC New York, CBS News New York, and other outlets. Details surrounding the cause and manner of death, and the identity of any individual involved in the messages sent from Goods' phone, remain part of an ongoing investigation and will be updated as new information is confirmed by authorities. Subscribe to Behind the Case Files for more true crime investigations covered with accuracy and respect.